what's up?
Hi, everybody. All one of you.
As of right now.
Probably JJ creeping.
That's Stefan.
I think I know this guy. I think everybody should if you're in the industry now.
Definitely. Well,
Big name.
yeah. We're tired.
Yeah. It's been a rough couple days.
Yeah. As you can see, my background is a beautiful doorway here. But
My background's a shop. I was wishing I could leave about 9 o'clock this morning.
yeah, I do that. I would move into Jean's house again, but I don't think my Wi-Fi would handle it.
I was about to say it's slow. I don't know what that's about. It slows it down when you do them backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, really? You need that much bandwidth to make me a fake ass background?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the show real quick, but our guest is none other than Mr. Scott Stayton.
We hope we can hear you.
Yeah, well, it's unmuted.
I hope
What's
so.
up, brother?
Yeah, yay. What's up?
It was still muted for some reason.
I think it was my AirPods, but
but we can hear you now. So that's
how we doing?
Yep. Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Standing at the desk.
Yes, sir. This is my older office now, I guess I should say. This is over at our lodge where our training center is.
Yeah. It's a nice place.
It's a cool place. It is.
Stefan knows he's been there. But
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't. I need to go down there one day.
You do. Anytime.
I plan on making a trip there, Dick Crab, Bonnie, go see Tim Bonnie at Finesse, and then go see a bunch of PDR guys at their shops one of these days. Still at his desk working.
What's funny, you say Bonnie, as soon as I got up here to work first day, I look on the ground and there's Bonnie's business card.
Dang.
So I guess she had just come by or whatever.
Just left her mark.
Just left her mark.
Breadcrumbs. He'll find me.
I don't know if her cousin was with her or not, but
nah, she drives the truck now. I ain't even lying. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like after all that, she's with that guy.
So Scott, what is your title there again now?
I'm the Chief Operating Officer now.
Yeah. COO.
Since December. Yep.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was happy to see you get that. I remember the announcement going up. I was happy for that. Yeah, absolutely.
It was between him and Danny. I mean,
yeah, I ain't giving Danny shit.
Just kidding. No.
Hacker gets stickers. Hacker approved. Here's your promotion.
Hacker would call that white collar stuff, and he didn't want any part of it.
No,
he doesn't.
I can't blame
it was an awesome thing. And then I got to go hang out with all y'all, several weeks back, and had a lot of fun, see everything, and it's pretty cool. They the lodge is an awesome place where you do all the training, but then the actual plant where everything is made and seeing that whole little process and meeting everybody there, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
it's a good group of people for sure.
Absolutely. Y'all got an amazing team.
So what? So give us a little. Since you're not technically like just PDR, or anything like that. So
no, I'm dangerous with any type of tool like
that.
well, give us a background, like where you were before Keco. Like, what did you do before Keco, and then you joined Keco. How did you hear about it? To where you are now, just kind of.
Yeah. So I started out straight out of college. Went as an engineer. Went to a pump company here in Oklahoma City called Little Giant Pump Company. And if you've probably seen one of their pumps somewhere before, it was small submersibles, pool cover pumps, wastewater removal, things like that. And then a company out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, purchased us called Franklin Electric. And so I worked total about 22 years for the company total.
Wow.
Ended up traveling back and forth to Fort Wayne for years as Chris will make fun of this. My title was a portfolio manager, which is like a product portfolio. So he's always making cracks about what we made my title here when I first started was part of the portfolio management. And so it's basically marketing. And I did a lot of sales, international sales as well. And Chris and I actually met. I was an engineer designing plastic parts. Keco was a vendor or a vendor for Franklin Electric or Little Giant, and we still are today, actually. Oh. And so we had met, connected that years ago. Chris and I hadn't talked for a long time. Fast forward, I had worked for an HVAC company. I transitioned to another company here in Oklahoma City, which amazed me. There's tons of manufacturing in Oklahoma City that I never knew was here. There was 4 different brands and 4 different types of products that we manufactured, and I did all the marketing for that. And then Chris, when they won the new product of the year in SEMA in 2021, I reached out to him and just said, congratulations on LinkedIn. And lo and behold, he's like, hey, he messaged me. He's like, hey, you ever thought about doing something different? And so that's how that got going. And I joined Keco. So
awesome.
Don't have a background of collision or dent repair, but just
what'd you think?
Soaked it up.
What'd you think PDR was when the first time you heard it?
Did not know what it was. Well, you know what I relate it to is I remember years ago seeing trailers on the corner of a gas station or whatever that said hail dent repair here. And then I'd always hear these stories about dry ice or something that they were doing under this tent, that nobody could see. And so it all came full circle,
Right.
Well, I know you.
It is not, in fact, dry ice.
You definitely probably saw a lot of them gypsies on the side of the road, especially in Oklahoma. So,
there's still one. There's still right near my house.
There's
still a trailer. Yeah. Hail dent repair here.
What is the company? You said the company you used to work for still does business with Keco. What exactly do they make for you guys?
We make for them.
I'm sorry.
Actually, there's 2 divisions of that company. There's a Franklin Fueling, and what they do is they make all the components. When you pull up to a gas station, pump your gas. They've acquired tons of companies, so even the nozzle that you hold in your hand to the tanks under the ground. You have to have dual containment or secondary containment in case something leaks. They make all of that. They have bought a company that extrudes the pipe. But the reason they got into it is because Franklin Electric is famous for their 4-inch submersible motor, and they make a motor that is actually in the gas or the fuel tank and that pumps. Like when you pull up to a gas station and you've got 18 pumps there or however many, one of those bigger ones. Yeah. It's designed that pump speeds up and slows down to keep exactly, I think it's 3 gallons per minute coming out of your nozzle. So as more cars pull up, the pump speeds up.
Okay.
So, that depends. I mean, you go to Walmart by my house in Mobile, and it's like a gallon every 10 minutes.
Oh God, I'll leave. I don't. I'll pull up to one of them. I'm out.
It's either old or something's wrong.
Yeah.
No, like brand new place. It's like it's always the diesel.
Everything's slow in Mobile.
You'll be fine, and then you'll go, and then it's like boom, and you'll just count 1, 2. Yeah. What were the container things that you showed us? There was a bunch that were made wrong, but one of them we joked looked like a trough or something that we call like you would take the MTE and people could puke in it because you could put your whole neck down.
So that's for a company called PCC, which is pollution control containment or corporation. I'm going to be in trouble for getting that wrong. Anyway, they're pretty close to us, but we manufacture all kinds of containment. You think about the best scenario is just think of the tanker truck that comes up and drains the battery of tanks that are pumped, that the oil has been pumped out of the ground into these tanks out in the field. So when that truck comes up and hooks up to pump it into the tanker truck, these basins go underneath that valve assembly so that if anything were to leak, it contains it, so it's not an environmental issue. Yeah. And we manufacture those, we assemble them all for them and ship them direct to the distribution partners.
It looks like a giant like the tub of a vacuum cleaner, like
Yep,
a giant vacuum cleaner.
big basin.
But it had this little like loop down in it, and Danny, we were like, you just put your whole head down inside the bucket and just rest your neck on it. You know,
you're gonna have to take one to MTE next year.
Yeah. People need it.
Y'all make all kinds of.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Everybody thinks Keco is just like glue tabs and stuff like that. It's like, no, there's so much goes on behind Keco that people don't even realize.
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing. There's a lot of different components, parts. I walk out into the shop, and that's a lot of what I do now is just working on the efficiencies in the shop with the floor supervisors, and we're getting better all the time.
Are you a bean counter?
No.
He's a point. He likes points. Points.
Oh.
We're getting better at that too.
Yeah.
Anytime you're running a business, you have to deal with lots of people, and you have to. People have to be consistent, and we have to have people there, or we can't run machines. A plastic injection molding machine. That's why we run 3 shifts. Is you don't want that machine sitting idle, and to start it up and to shut it down is a lot of wasted time, capacity, and money for that matter. So that's why I want to keep them going. And we make a lot of different parts.
And you got a whole huge shipping department. I was surprised on how big that was, especially with the well, not really PDR side, but the auto body side of it. How, good grief, just rows and rows of boxes and boxes of stuff. Just crazy.
When you think about that system, the L2E or the new premium system, there's a lot of components that go into
absolutely.
that.
There is.
And we're getting better at it as well, as we're shipping more complete. We're starting to, for the premium, we're starting to populate all those foam, what we call tab prints, so that if I don't know if you guys have had to deal with it, but when you go set one of those up, you got to build the cart and put all the tabs in there, and that can take some time for a body shop. So we're getting better at being able to deliver that
efficient.
Yep.
Already set up and. Yeah,
I feel like I'm the only one ain't seen the Keco factory. It's bullshit.
Well, I mean, it's just me and them. They had gone there, but
no, I think it's cool. Like I've worked in plenty of factories and stuff, and like I think I'd like to see this side of it too. On with the PDR combined with that.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat watching it spit out the new Reaper tabs. Go together and mold would go, and it'd come apart, and there they come out. Nice and warm, and
yeah.
Put some in
your
pocket.
talking about a machine being shut down. Like at time is money. That's how I always knew how to get hold of a manager. I just shut my press down, and then they'd be there pretty quickly. Yeah, that's what I thought.
For sure.
How far is that plant from your shop, Andy?
Which one? The one I used to work in?
Yeah.
Oh, like 2 minutes down the road, you can hear the metal stamping press.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I was there working, you hear the boom, boom. Boom. I was like, what is that?
10 or 11. I used to run it every day.
I said, that's what I used to run every day. I'm like, holy crap, I wouldn't be able to stand that.
Where would that be located?
It's in Dixon, Tennessee. It's called Shiloh. We made metal parts for like Nissan. We made some of the inner fender structures for Nissan and stuff like that. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun because a lot of problem solving with your press, because the presses were old as shit and they needed like new ones and they wouldn't get new ones. So there's a lot of problem solving involved. And I get it beating the brakes off of it. I loved it.
Well, it's a lot of wear and tear. Those are I usually like progressive dies where you take the part and it moves down.
Yeah.
Bends it a little bit and then a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And it finally gets it into the final shape.
That's what my press 10, it was a transfer die. So I did that progressive with the, had the rail system with fingers grabbing the parts and moving them down.
Yeah.
So them fingers had to be just perfect to grab that part and put it in the perfect place in the next one. Some people didn't figure that out very well. Crash a die real fast. Yeah. But anyway,
amazing stuff.
Talk about me. Yeah. I love it. So you've been there. What did you start at Keco?
What I start? Where did I start at Keco?
Yeah, like what was your
director of basically marketing and sales? So,
okay.
And so here at the lodge with our, we had a pretty small team, and it's grown since then. We got Hayden White now. He graduated. That's Chris's son. Graduated from college, and he's just taken on a huge role with all the social media and just learning a lot about marketing analytics and the website and doing awesome with that. And then
Sweet.
Benjamin, he literally started here right out of college as well, 2 Decembers ago, basically. And he's grown a ton as well. So, and then Mac, I mean, he's constantly doing trainings. So
Mike Mac.
Yeah, he's probably seen more body shops than any of us. I mean, it's unreal. Body shops he's been in. And of course,
every time I talk to him, it seems like he's traveling or on the road or something, going to a body shop to train.
Yeah. And if anybody's dealt with customer service, that's Desiree. She sits right in the middle here, and she takes care of everybody.
Yep. Bless her heart. Bunch of dent guys she's got to deal with it. And body shop guys. Like, dent guys are bad enough. You throw some body shop guys in there, it's like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah. But she's good at it. She can take it all. Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten a few emails from her. She's so sweet in her emails and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what the problem was after she.
It's automated. Don't worry about it.
It's AI. AI robot. Its name.
You just think she's sweet.
You don't want to mess with her though. She can be tough.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She's got to be put up with all you knuckleheads.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially Danny. I'd have to be tough too. No, I love the team that great team that's been built there. Like watching it over the years and everything. Body shop guys are super nice. Yeah, right.
Yeah. He knows better.
Yeah. Matt, another ex-body shop guy.
You really want to see how nice body shop guys are than post a tool.
That'll help them.
I know what tool you're talking about.
Me too.
Hey, so get this. So the dealership I'm at here, I had to get the R&I guy, or one of them. There's several here, but one of the main ones over to take the headlight and all that out. And he didn't do, and I noticed one of the bed caps they had taken off, and it had some of the clips on a Chevy. Had some of the clips broke. So I said, "Hey, what's your go-to tool to take bed caps off?" He's like, "Why, you need the other one off?" I was like, "No, I'm just asking." So he just gets a pry tool, And I said, "What if I told you there's a tool made to prevent?" He's like, "Bullshit." I'm like, "Here," and I still had one in a package. I said, "Here, take this. It's yours. Just let me know." No. And we talked about it for a second, and he got the concept of it. And anyway, he come back like 2 days later. He's like, "Man, that sucker is off." He's like, "I took the bottom cover off a door, and it just hit them clips too." He's like, This crap's awesome. You sure I don't owe you anything?" I said, "Nope. Just tell your buddies all in here so they can buy them."
Nick's asking if they're back in stock now.
For sure, Nick. They're in stock.
Yep, there you go. You got no excuse. Go get one.
Been in stock for a little while now.
Come on, Nick. So quit using these.
We learned our lesson on the first round.
We did,
especially at MTE, like everybody.
But that's all right because it built up the anticipation, and they've been flying off the shelves since.
Supply and demand, maybe.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to see a tool like that just create so much energy.
Good and bad.
Well, it's not really bad. It's just
lack of knowledge and just somebody being miserable.
Yeah, they don't have it in their hands. And once, like this guy, you put it in his hands, and he explained it to him.
He liked it.
Now that's his tool.
Yeah. That's cool.
I like how no matter what bed cap you take a video of, everybody's like, "That's an easy one."
Yeah,
I've done all of them. What are you talking about?
I know. I posted Chevy, Toyota. Everybody wants to see the Ram. We did the Ram one at Keco.
Yeah.
And Hayden did a phenomenal job on the video. And then you post that, and everybody's like, "That's the easy one. What about a Chevy and a Ford?" I say
never gonna make them
it's
happy.
not everybody. It's just people are just ignorant.
Yep.
But anyway,
that miserable and ain't got nothing better to do but get on the keyboard.
To each their own, right?
That's it. Yeah. That's why there's so much stuff out there.
That's one thing I've loved about working here too. It's just that transcends from Chris, but just we kind of just stay true to just doing what we do. We can't help if somebody doesn't like something? Or
I think when they do that, they're just wanting attention anyway. So if you give it to them, they want it, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So how did you? So you graduated with an engineering degree, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you did more marketing and stuff.
Well, so it was kind of cool. My first job, I was only an engineer for a couple of years, designing the pump parts and supporting manufacturing, things like that. And we had this project come up where Little Giant, we were supplying a water garden array of products when gardening was real popular, creating a pond, waterfall, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
And so we had a whole line of pumps for that, filters, fountain heads, all kinds of things. And we were selling to Home Depot and Lowe's, and we needed to create a new program. And so we had to create like 110 new SKUs, and I think it was like 6 months or less, with all the packaging to match and everything. And so I was given that project in engineering to do that, probably because they thought, oh, give it to somebody, right?
Give it to that nerd.
And so I really got into it. And so the VP of marketing was like, hey, you ever thought of coming to marketing? And I was like, I don't know. What kind of, was it pay? And so turns out it pays more.
Better.
So I did
That's
that.
crazy.
I loved it ever since. And then just really got into product development and the whole product development process and doing that. Then I went through a stint where I was kind of the local computer nerd in marketing, and we transitioned to an ERP system for the company. And I transitioned all the data and got to learn a lot about planning and operations and that type of stuff. So that's kind of gave me the background to understand a lot. And I grew up with a dad who was in manufacturing his whole life and could make anything. He was a tool and die maker when he was younger.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So
those dudes are smart.
Yeah, it's cool. You give me a lot of skills like that, whether working on cars or building something in the shop or
just very mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
That's how my dad was. He's just very mechanically inclined, and
mine too. He just didn't pass that on. He's like, I didn't want you in the automotive industry. Look at me now, Dad.
Well, what? It ain't even my blood. He's my stepdad, and I just watching him. I'm just mechanically inclined. But,
not me. I can fix a dent. That's it. I ain't fixing nothing else.
Well, it's like me. Like back, one of my longest first jobs was I built handmade copper lanterns from a sheet of copper.
I remember you talking about that. It's cool.
But they needed. I was an artist, like drawing stuff like that. But their brochures were just, still made back in like the mid '80s, and then they would take one sheet at a time and staple it together and send that out. I'm like, no, we need new pictures. We need new brochures. So I did it all on my own time, like, and I didn't have like CAD or any kind of design software. I redrew all these. They had like hand drawings of each lantern on the backs of these pages to show you all the different numbers, that we sold, or each version of it. And I did it all in Microsoft Word. Like I learned how to draw in Microsoft Word and do all this stuff.
That's pretty cool.
And then so I built this whole brochure thing, and so that kind of, I fell in love with design, like that type of stuff. It was pretty cool. And I was going to school for computer aided drafting too, but then met my wife and like, screw this. That's why we're so hard on our kids to stick it through college. But so what's I guess
Brandon does this all the time. He'll be like, I got a question. And then be,
I would have heard somebody knocking.
Squirrel. It's your roommate.
No, it's it's a duplex, so it's probably the person next door. I was gonna say we could go ahead and kind of move into who you are outside of the Keco world, but I'm How long have you been married?
22 years.
22. There you go.
This year in October, 22 years.
How many kids do you have?
We have 3.
Awesome. Boy, girls, what?
Well, so it's yours, mine, and ours. So my wife and I met back in 2003 on a blind date, actually. And my son is the oldest, and he was 4 years old. Hers was 3 years old, 11 months apart. And then we had our daughter together, and she's 16.
Okay.
Awesome.
So yeah, my oldest is getting graduates med school, and his fiance as well. March 23rd or something like that. Whatever that Saturday is, and then the following weekend they're getting married. So
really,
they're busy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I saw you post about that. Like, what is it? Medical school? Like they have.
It's called Match Day.
Okay.
And so basically, everybody opens their envelopes. You know, they've listed where they want to go, and people have listed who they want after they've interviewed and everything. And the challenge with them is they are going to get married, so they got to do what's called couples match, and that means they got to go to the same place. Otherwise, they have to spend at least 4 years apart.
Wow.
Going to different residencies. But luckily, they not only did they get the same location, but they got in Oklahoma City, which just means
about
a grandfather. They're fostering a dog right now, so maybe I am.
Got a grand dog.
Yeah. So anyway, it's like they got in Oklahoma City, so it was a big deal. That was a big deal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. That way they can be close to home. Y'all can see them, and that'd be hard. You know, residency even further away.
Everything works out for a reason.
Rob said he said we're talking about going to school and college and all. He said I went to the University of Nebraska for a football game. That's pretty much
same. I've been to Vanderbilt to watch a football game. As far as I'm going.
That's funny.
What do y'all like to do, or what did y'all like to do as a family? And maybe there's still something y'all like to do.
As a family, we obviously like to go on trips, amusement parks, stuff like that. But I guess more of anything, we just do like to get outside. I run. My wife runs. In fact, we had the Memorial Marathon here in Oklahoma City this last weekend, and I was kicking myself because usually I run in it, and my knee's been hurting, and I just weenied out. I should have just ran it. And, I said, put a stake in the ground. I'm definitely running it again next year. And I like to run a lot, but I do play some softball with some old people.
Awesome.
Bunch of old 50-year-old men. We play some softball. Always liked ball. Played a little bit in college after high school, and so really like baseball. And I don't like to watch it as much, Andy. I get it.
I do.
Oh, I heard a bat finally. It's been an hour. I swear. That's what it feels like to me. I'm like, Jesus, I ain't got the attention span for it. What up, Colby?
So where'd you go to college at?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. And you played baseball there?
Yeah, I walked on. I had a friend talk me into walking on. I played there. You got to put some air quotes around that because I think my spikes were more worn out from the concrete in the dugout than anywhere else. So, but that's okay. I had 2 years of fun.
You did workouts. You did baseball workouts there.
Yes, I was in very good shape.
Early morning, late afternoon.
I was a pinch runner because I was pretty quick. So that's about it.
Rob said Keco can make you a replacement knee. Rob would know. He's he's ordered 2. 2 years ago. He's on his third.
The retention knee system.
Yeah.
I hope I don't need that yet, but
right now, if you're still running, you're good.
Yeah,
I love playing softball, and but years ago when my freaking shoulder went out, I can't throw a ball now.
Luckily, all that's still there. It's just
the last game I played, I don't know, probably a year before my shoulder went out. I hadn't played in forever, of course. I played first. I got out there, and first up the bat, the field was just shitty field. So it was basically sand in the batter's box.
Mm-hmm.
And when I swung and twisted, I pulled my hamstring right there. And I still made it to first because I put it where I needed to. And I finished the game, but
turn all black and blue.
Oh, it hurt so bad. Oh my God.
Been there.
Yeah. I couldn't walk. Like I still played first and I'm like hobbling everywhere. I'm like, I'm just gonna stand on first and y'all just throw it to me. And then I made it to first. They put a pinch runner in and that was it. Because you couldn't. It was a church league, so if you hit it, you can only do like 2 home runs a game. Like, because everybody will want to freaking just hit bombs, and
that's the fun part. You're taking out the most exciting part of a game.
Yes, yeah, I mean yes and no, but I could put it where I wanted it to. It's funny up there's a right-handed batter, everybody shifts over. I'm like, keep on doing that. I put it right down the right field line.
Yep. Nice.
And but no,
I do that with a golf ball.
I'm retired after that.
I put a golf ball real good down the left side, or right side when it needs to go straight.
Some of the guys here asked me if I played disc golf, and I'm like, nope, because that'd be just like regular golf. I throw that frisbee and it'd go this way or go that way.
I throw the frisbee, my arm would go with it.
I like playing golf, but I've never done frisbee golf. No,
I ain't either.
Neither.
I see them dudes with them big wind-ups running and. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, one of my detailers down here, he's actually a pro, and
oh wow,
he's got a whole line of discs, with his name on it and stuff like that.
Rob giving a shout out. Said honestly, all joking aside, I love what Keco brings to the table.
Thank you, Rob.
Doing these big dents long before it was popular. He was fixing dinosaur legs and stuff. So yeah, he's been doing it a while. These systems make the job a lot easier. Rob's old, if you haven't known.
Rob came to MTE in 22.
And then you had to go over to the Keco booth to get a knee replacement.
load in day, Thursday. He went to step up on the trailer for the Keco trailer, and he slipped, and it took a gash out of his shin, under his knee. Yeah. They had to go get it stitched up, and it looked like a smiley face.
What year was this?
22.
I started 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible.
No, he was responsible. Being old.
That's like when I was out there, I was like looking up like Keco's Facebook or something like that, and some older pictures popped up, and it was you, and it was this head of hair. I mean, just like at a trade show. I don't know. I can't remember if it was an MTE or what, and it was just this. And I'm like, is that Scott? Like, yeah, I know you with like the hair haircut you have now, but this was like, I'm like, dude, if I could grow hair like that, I'd.
What's funny about that? It was starting to drive me crazy, but my wife and daughter really liked it, and they were like wanting me to keep going with it, and. Finally, I just had to go back. I was like, this is not working. And then come to find out that after I did that, Chris and like Danny, they're all like, oh man, I don't know what you were doing. We were there. Yeah. Thank God.
I would have told you, bud. I don't know why they
did. I had aspirations, but it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I like it so much easier.
Right. Was it Scott's glasses that y'all found at Keco when you were down there that everybody was wearing?
Yes,
those are some great pictures, man. That was awesome.
I was rolling.
Hayden was going around. He's like, "Hey, look, so yeah, we're like, I can't see you.
Nothing safe at Keco.
Gotta be careful. Mm-hmm. Sure. Be real careful.
So what was I going to say?
I don't know. You squirreled again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was going to say something, and then you start talking, and then I just forgot what I was going to. Oh, so how are you liking doing the trade shows like SEMA and MTE and meeting all us dumbass guys? And
so what's really cool about that is all the other industries I've been in, trade show heavy. So I was very familiar with trade shows before. The coolest thing about a Keco trade show that I thought was unique was that we actually sell at a show. The only shows we sold at, like with Franklin Electric, would have been you ever heard of True Value, True Value store or something like that. You go to a show like that, it's an order writing show, but that was about the only one. Most big trade shows for the industries I was in, your reps would show up, you're kind of talking about what's new, and it's just kind of glad handing and relationship building. Of course, all our trade shows are relationship building as well, but we're also get hands-on selling,
demos,
just great people. I mean, and the other industries were as well, honestly, but this industry is really cool. Not only because of the PDR side of it, but even the collision side of it. You just meet really cool people, and it's been good building those relationships for sure.
Well, there's a lot of hands-on too, so you're actually able to really showcase and show how your products are being used. Like when you smash the door in, and you're actually able to use it even at a trade show, showing how it works. Other than maybe your past ones, when you can kind of say, "Well, here's how it would work," maybe, but
yeah. Stephen had a good question. Have you been part of a development of any particular tools?
So, so I mean, we have every Tuesday we have our engineering meeting. Lasts about an hour and a half. We try to run it as efficient as possible. Sometimes we have a lot of squirrels we chase, but we have a project list and we're working towards that. And that that's my background, is the product development side. We've added a little bit of process to it, but Keco is a little unique, and we're very agile, and we can, if Chris has an idea or Danny has an idea, we come up with something, we can make it pretty quick. So usually my input into the particular development is, I may have something to say about all the projects we're working on, but it's probably going to be more towards the manufacturability side or suggest in that way. But I've had ideas that related to the actual tab or tool itself, but it's going to be more towards the manufacturing side of it. Making sure that when we do that, even as simple as, hey, let's not make so many different parts. Let's try to use some of these parts in again, or make it modular so it can be utilized across different product series or something like that. So
right, that's smart.
Yeah,
y'all got a good little engineering department upstairs there. And
those 3D printers have really helped a lot too, and getting something in your hand really quick, concepts.
That's pretty
somebody
cool.
Somebody has a tool idea. Who should they reach out to at Keco to try to?
It could be me, Danny, Chris, and we'll all get it.
You recommend them having like a demo, like a mold, or something kind of already in place, or just an idea?
Anything you can provide to aid in the concept or the functionality is gonna help a ton.
Okay,
sure. Yeah,
sweet. So all you people's got ideas out there. They're out there.
Even if it's simple.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's gonna piss off a bunch of bodyguards, go ahead and ship it.
I had mine for years though, so
I did too.
It was, once we all connected, it was simple right after that, and I can tell you this: I really made me come on board is how much I felt like, even from the beginning, I could trust y'all with, they don't show me anything till we do this Zoom call or something like that. That way everybody's present. We can kind of see it, go from there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of initial trust that, and I'm big on trust. Like I'm I have trust issues, and no, it was great, and it was a great little relationship, and I was able to draw it out, and of course show y'all, send you one, and go from there, and then engineers just took it from there, and and fine tuned it the way I wanted it, and
it's
just phenomenal. But yeah, trust with me is big, and so yeah, it was just it was a great fit.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of people out there with ideas that ask and stuff. And I guess it just depends on what type of tool it is that they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can always reach out.
Yeah. I just want to put that out. I kind of knew that, but put it out there for people that do have ideas. I think that's what's really cool about our industry too. Like, some little low tech working on a parking lot somewhere fixing this. They got an idea. There's places to reach out that'll be more than happy to help them get bring that idea to life. So that's really cool about this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Stefan, messaged me because I was kind of wondering how it would work on a Rivian. So if you did take a Rivian, apart, then let me know. I'm anxious to. I've had people will it work on a Rivian. I don't freaking know. I live in Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, I'm about to say I ain't
Rivians
seen a Rivian.
What the heck's a Rivian?
We have quite a few running around here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah.
Rob, so you still in witness protection program? What's up with the hotel room?
It's an Airbnb now. See, last week was a hotel room. This week's an Airbnb. So
he's got different roommates.
Yeah.
He stays with.
That's awesome.
Going from no roommate to a roommate. But, yep.
You enjoying it though?
It's a cool little place. It's quiet and the bed's comfortable.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate going somewhere and the bed ain't worth a crap.
Well, there were 2 bedrooms, and of course I was the first one here.
Mm-hmm.
So one's a spring mattress and one's a memory foam. I took the memory foam mattress. It's phenomenal.
This week his name's LaShonda.
My name is Ferris Wheel Fred.
I don't know what that means.
That's an old story. Maybe one day I'll go on the when I have time to get on the Dent Slayer podcast and spend 3 hours talking about my life. We'll talk about that.
Chris got to do that.
Yeah.
I still ain't got to watch that one. I've been so slacking on podcasts.
Well, that's how I learned that Keco was not just a automotive company.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that until the story on that podcast.
He was on another podcast. I remember him telling me about. That's how I found out a while back. But that's slacking. I'm slacking.
Dent Slayer is a very in depth, which it's a very in depth one. So
that's what now that we have more employees here, I like used to. I could put a podcast on in the back and work while watching. They don't happen anymore. There's somebody at all times coming around.
Yep.
What a chatty group.
Work great. Customers watching over my shoulder. Yeah, tailgate trims work great. Brandon travels in different circles. More like, yeah. Anyway,
don't we all?
Yeah. Scott, you got any marketing advice for us out there?
Marketing advice? You know what? I mean, honestly, you heard my story, so I'm not trained as a marketer or anything like that. I've just been exposed to it my whole career.
Right.
What has impressed me so much about Keco is just how not only just about Keco, but just how it works, and that's the social media aspect of it. Just being able to create that community and showing what the tools do, and being able to create that word of mouth, really, or word of social media attention to what we do, and I mean, being able to articulate the story, especially for us, because as you guys know, our focus with the system is collision techs, body shops, and being able to articulate that story and how that system can help a shop produce better repairs. I kind of look at the PDR side of it as just icing on the cake, because we make those tools that complement all the way up through what we always refer to as a continuum, from a rough out to finish. And it's just pretty cool how it fills those gaps and kind of in the beginning, GPR was here and PDR was here, and we intentionally kept them separate. And I think just naturally they're kind of converging back together to work in cohesion together. So
absolutely.
I think it's phenomenal because I know several years back, and you still have some every now and then, they're like PDR guys, complaining because of the GPR in body shops, trying to, you're trying to teach them what we do. It is nothing of what PDR is.
right.
And being able to go there and then finally do a training for y'all, you really see that
The difference.
part. There's a big difference in it.
Yeah.
And it's teach them how to rough it out, teach them how to do a less evasive repair in a faster manner, and basically just the process of getting the glue to stick.
Yeah.
And man, the shop I went to, they just, it was a Caliber, and they just had the L2E system, which none of the retention stuff, but I took my K powers, and they were just blown away. Like they want to order the K powers and stuff.
Lateral tension makes a huge difference.
It does. It really does.
Yeah, y'all keep coming out with newer and better stuff to make it easier to do the repairs. And man, these body guys are loving it. Once they do hands on, and have somebody just show them. That's all we're all like that. Show me what it is. Don't just tell me how to use something. Show me how to use something.
Yeah.
And
so sets it apart from like the aluminum stud welders and stuff out there. Like, first of all, they're not nowhere near what glue pulling's going to do for you. And then I don't think they get trained, because every body shop I go into, they're sitting in the corner gathering dust like they're untouched. So Keco system is way better off, and replacing less panels.
They had to replace, and then now they're able to save a lot of panels because
exactly.
Yeah. And the current state of the the industry, the tariffs, things like that. We're already seeing that the need for more repair than replace.
Absolutely.
And so that plays right into what we preach, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. And you I think it was you, Andy, you just said something about sitting in the corner, or was that you, Brandon? Yeah. That's one of our biggest fears, is that one of our systems sits in the corner. That's why training is so important that you talk about. That's why we've leaned into training so hard.
And I know a ton of it. I know years ago, like body shops down in my area, I mean, they would have some of the original Keco system, and they're collecting dust because the training wasn't there. But
I keep hoping to walk in the shop and find one collecting dust, but I'll take it off your hand.
Well, and this
even though I already got all of it.
And this was pre-COVID too,
right?
And then ever since COVID, parts have been where they're very scarce. There's national back orders on stuff now with the tariffs and stuff. But the training is really showing people how to do it, and now they're loving it. Even if one guy in the shop actually uses it, not all of them, that's huge.
Yeah.
You found passionate trainers too. Like everybody that's training for Keco loves what they do, and it shines through with their training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to go to a few body shops, and they're the
suit and tie, Scott Stayton. Hold on.
Where's the vest?
It's too hot. It's too warm here now.
Yeah.
I'm still vested though. Don't worry.
Stephanie said Keco training is top notch. The one day changed my life. The 5-day in OKC was the favorite trip I've ever done. Nice. And then Rob Ivy said Danny came to Omaha a few years ago and made sure I was in that class and changed his glue pulling. Yeah, exactly. Like just getting some more knowledge from the guys that's doing it every day, like will boost your game. So firm believer in it. Keco is one of probably the only tool that brand tool that I use every single day, because I'm glue pulling something every single day. And Keco's name is on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Whether it's a tornado tab or Reaper tab, like it's always involved with Keco.
Even as few shops as I go and they do, I've been able to go do some demos and some actual training, and I've had 8 techs watching go through the presentation, and you got a couple older guys and even younger guys that are just sitting there with their arms crossed, not believing this whole thing. It's not gonna. This isn't gonna help me at all. And a few pulls or even one pull, and they're like leaning in and going, whoa,
piquing some interest.
Even the mini K Power now with the foot and the being able to get in the fender wells and stuff.
Yeah.
When I showed this body shop that, even the manager was like, "Holy crap!" Like we're able to move some metal, and then in Italy, lifting the damn car off the ground. I mean,
y'all flipped the car. Y'all flipped the car down there.
No, but I'm talking about the K Power lifted the tire off the ground.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
K Power Mini.
Insane.
It's like
it's a stout tool for sure.
What wrench did they have on that damn thing?
it was barely going up, but I mean, they just had a regular like DeWalt type.
A lot smaller cars too.
It was a small car, but still, even with that, it's not made for that. Cool. But it shows how durable it is
for sure.
So
see Danny rip a door skin off a car with a tow motor.
Yeah.
We need to borrow a tow motor at MTE. I need to see that in live action.
I demoed one time in a shop, and they had a right rear quarter panel of a Charger, newer Dodge Charger, just smashed. It was not going to be fixed. There's no way. So they just wanted to see, what you could move with it, and just as a demo. And I put it was a dead center super tab, not nice, but a blue one. And we literally slid that car side. They put it on the frame rack and frame machine, and actually slid the car sideways. And they were like out of their minds. I mean,
it's crazy.
It was nuts.
Yeah. It's all in the process. You gotta know your process. You can make it happen.
That's like here. I'm telling, even these guys have been chasing hell for 20 years. You use the same stuff over and over, and they don't know the newer stuff. They don't know tips and tricks like when it comes to glue pulling. I turned them all onto the tornado tabs. Biggs came by with Anson van like the second day I was here. They all bought tornado tabs. I mean, I'm reversing even sharp dents on rails, top of the rails on the edge, in one pull with that F5.
And that's a tough area.
They're like, how are you doing it? I'm like, it's these tabs. And of course, process of, making sure it's clean, making sure the moisture's off everything else and let it sit. The smallest tabs, I'm like, they can't ever get them stick. They sit, just sit in their drawer or whatever. And we were talking about that. I'm like, same process of prep. I said, do a wet pull. As soon as you push that sucker on there, pull it. They're like, really? And they're all doing that same crap now. It's like they have never been told, or had anybody that's used to doing that tell them. And so today had one of them make an order for pivot tips. They'd never seen pivot tips. And I fixed a ridge real quick, 20 minutes yesterday morning, a big smash through it, straighten that whole rib up on that roof in, no time. And they're like, how'd you do it? Pivot tips. Today I was using the smaller round pivot tip.
Yeah.
And just going through that roof, and they're like, holy crap. So they made an order for the big variety pack, and
cool. Glue pulling used to be like, to me, glue pulling used to be a last resort, and thanks to innovation and stuff from you guys. I mean, even Keith Constantino when the Black Plagues came out and stuff, like that innovation has pushed us to where it's my first call now. Pivot tips are on the way. Austin said.
Time I heard that comment, I heard it at the PDR Expo 2 years ago. A bunch of guys were standing around talking about that, and they were talking about how they used it now. It wasn't like that before, but now they glue first. It's the first move.
Almost every time.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Changed. I remember back in 03, like you had one you couldn't get access to, and you like, God, I got to try to glue pull this son of a bitch, and you like Atlas tabs or Word tabs with those red glue or whatever. Oh, it was junk. You just hated life. Now I'm like, I'm gonna throw a tab on it real quick, get it at least beefed up, and then fine tune it with this tool. Makes life so much easier and just quicker and more efficient.
Man, see, that's cool. I don't even know that history that far back, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
cool to hear
it was
stuff
junk.
like that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the old Worth tabs and pretty much Walmart glue.
it's terrible.
Stanley
Hobby
glue.
Lobby. Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. But no, like I was talking with a guy today about big smash work. Like even me, until the retention stuff and a lot of the glue systems and stuff that are out now, and the tabs and the bridges and everything else. I mean, it could be fixed, but you just get in there and just bulldog the crap out of it. I mean, you're
Yeah,
just forcing everything back. Now it's like set all this up, and you're able to take that big dent and create little dents in no time at all.
a lot less finishing work because you move so much more of it just with glue instead of having to, each individual push. So your finishing work cleans up quicker too.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Love it.
Awesome.
I got a museum. I'm gonna have a museum of Keco's lateral tension because I got the first one. I've got them on the whole situation, like from the first on. I jumped on that quick. Just made sense. Like, yeah, I mean, metal's got to go somewhere. Put it out this way, and then it's going to come back this way smoother.
But there's been a lot of trial and error in the engineering and stuff like that, and you think something's going to work. And that's where like the 3D printing really comes in handy now. Is even just putting it in your hand, a thought you made. Oh, it definitely would work. And I mean, the molds for the tabs are expensive. And it's like, do we, spend the money to get a mold made for something that ain't going to work? I mean, it's
That's what I love about Chris. Sometimes, he as he tries to back off a little bit of being so much in the business, because he's been the one making so many decisions on everything.
Yeah.
He tries to let us make more decisions in the engineering meetings about how to go forward, and teaching us how the better way to justify that. Is it a smart move? But he's an entrepreneur, and he's taken risks to create this business, obviously, and he's taken risks on molds that we ended up not using. That's part of it, and that's pretty cool that he does that. I mean, that's a big investment.
Congratulations on your growing family.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the risk he's taken has paid off for all of us, really. Like he could have not taken them risk and we'd be still hating glue, or you know what I mean? So that's awesome.
For sure.
I love it.
There's a lot of great company. Great company.
There's a lot of somebody got to catch that squirrel running around in your damn Airbnb.
There's I have to not say stuff sometimes. Like just there may not be stuff that I can say or whatever. So I'm just like
yeah. I don't have that. I wasn't in any of the super secret squirrel meetings.
No, not really any of that. Just anyway, stuff like talk about outside of this. You don't really like text and all that. I don't really want to.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Same thing, but not for the whole world to know anything.
Gotcha.
But
anything new coming out, you guys? You want to hint at?
Oh man, we're coming out with new stuff all the time. It's hard. I mean, well, how about? Well, it's not new necessarily. We came out with it last year, but as summer is approaching, and it may not be as applicable to you guys, but the collision industry, the Vortex cooler, cooling that stuff down, it makes just a lot faster process.
And I have to say, like, I saw Danny's original video when it first came out and all this kind of stuff, but in person, how cold that air is coming out of it surprised the hell out of me. No, it's a turbine in it. I mean, you got to hook to it, but it's a little turbine in it that just makes that air like cold as crap coming out.
Yeah,
it's like a little air conditioner. Heck, I just want to sit in the car and blow it on me. I'm in a tent out here working, and I'm like, shit, I need something.
Yeah.
But, it's a balmy 72 in the shop today.
Yeah, shut up. That's like the whole body shop, the whole shop there, the whole dealership. It's all air conditioned. It's huge. But yeah.
You ain't it.
Where'd it go? Oh, you asking about things new. Just just be thinking about stuff like this. Our tab straps. We've got other things coming, and just making it better and more efficient, easier to use for our lateral tension. Things like that. Our knockdowns of they've been going great. This was Danny's invention, essentially. I mean, these are parts we had, but for collision, some larger knockdown areas, this has been great. And then our hammers and things like that. But we've got some other things in the works too.
Nice.
I love the hammer. The hammers are on my cart, and I've used them just about daily, especially at my shop on bigger stuff. But even on this hail, I use the aluminum carbon fiber one. I think the 12 or 14. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, it was like really soft. I had to blend, that one. So with the softer tip on there, I mean, it worked better than my normal blending hammer to just blend all this whole rail. I was like, thank God I brought it.
Tab straps, them things have save panels from diving. Your tabs aren't diving as much anymore, so that's great. That's huge.
And y'all changed those, haven't you? Or in the process of how they're made, like, didn't you have the straps and weren't y'all manually like cutting the?
Yeah, so right now this is still a manual process, but we're close to having them molded for sure.
Molded, yeah. But being able to heat them up and bend them to it's phenomenal, man.
Yeah, phenomenal. Got a bunch of smart cookies over there. Smarter than me. I just use the shit.
The
to fix
advantage
stuff.
is we worked with a lot of plastic, so the engineers, they've been working with a lot of and manufacturing floor. It's amazing how different a part needs to run in a mold compared to others. It's not just the same setting, set it and forget it type thing. It's we have detailed books for each part that say how the machine should be set and run to make sure that you're not creating flow lines in the part or not making it warp or just different things like that. It's pretty fascinating.
I'm sure.
Crazy. I forgot what was there that was being made that was I don't know. It was God. What
big
was it?
Or small?
No, small. It was like a plate or something for frames, like picture frames. I'm like,
I think they're for like Dollar General.
Like, no, it's like picture frames.
All the price tags that go in like Dollar General or something like that.
It's like crazy.
Anything you can think of.
That's awesome.
Well, cool. Well, we're past the hour mark now, so
survived.
Great show.
You made
it. I didn't think I'd survive all day. I was like I said, 9 o'clock this morning. I was already ready to go home. So actually, probably before that, but still.
He had texted me this long text, and I'm like, well, and he's like, it wasn't Scott. We canceled this thing. I'm like, well, we're not
just for you, Scott.
We're gonna get through tonight. We're gonna get through tonight. But no, we appreciate it. And,
thanks for having me. It's been awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime.
And we'll put you in the back room here in just a minute when I end it, and then we'll say our goodbyes. But appreciate everybody watching and commenting tonight. And I've got to get, I think, the last two shows put on Apple. I hadn't done
Say that every week.
I know. I'm a slacker, and now that I'm out of town, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, appreciate you again, Scott, coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but we'll let you know about next week. We don't know just yet who or if we're gonna have a show just yet, but
we'll figure it out.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Bye, everybody.